car is not going to be the loudest thing in the street, so I have no problem just getting out here and talking loud. Because they're going to do some cool road works and they're going to fix the cement. And so if I test out the RC car, it'll be of no consequence to the neighborhood. So yesterday I did a quick pre-test with my friend Steve, and I soon realized that there were missing parts that I forgot to install in the car, and that is not a good thing because the front tires, the front wheels just fell apart. But the addition of 2 screws hopefully have fixed that problem, and so we're gonna give this a quick whirl with the remotes in the car, and we'll see what happens with all this stuff. Hopefully it will calibrate. Let's see. Is it calibrated? Yeah, and it's moving. It is moving, guys. Let's see. Where's a good spot to put the camera? We'll see. We'll just bring it down a little bit more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not a good start. Over there. Okay, let's see. Car is already inside over there. That's not a good start, but we're gonna find a better position for it. Let's see what we can do here real quick. It tends to want to go to the left a little bit, so I'm not sure how much I can do with the trimming, but we're gonna figure something out here. Let's see. It's very powerful and it drifts very, very well, but as far as the control goes, leaves a little bit to be desired, so we've got to figure something out for that. Okay, let's see what we can do. I'm trying to stop the tripod from running away, and let's see if we can get it to here. That's the wrong way to go. Hey, we got it back on the street. That's pretty good already. It really does donuts very well. So that's no issue there. It has too much power, I would say. Almost. Look at that. Maybe we can reduce the power somehow. I don't know. The problem is always that reverse. It has that special setup where it is set for beginners, so I can't just go from forward to back very fast on this rig, and that's a bit of a pain, really. It has so much steering, it's unbelievably awesome when it comes to the steering. But again, as I said before, I can't really do the going forward and then turning backwards very fast. It has that thing for beginners. But hey, I'm kind of getting the gist of how this works now. I can just drive it around real slow. Then if I want to drift it, I can. So not bad at all. But I'm not gonna get the control drifts that I want out of this thing just yet. I will have to get some more practice with it. But hey, I'm pretty happy with this already. I can just drive it around, no problem. Just as far as drifting, it spins out a lot. Oh, you guys gonna see a really cool truck coming over? Look at that. That's cool. Cool dude just came over and drove past and waved. Guess they're gonna be fixing this whole road up here. It'd be nice if they did the cement, but it's not up to the workers. It's up to the HOA people to want to take that extra step, and I don't think they want to do that. It'd be nice if they did, because there's a lot of cracks and uneven surfaces, as you guys just saw. This car struggling a little bit. Okay, let's go back. Ooh, it did not make it up there. Hand of God. We had to go over there to pretend we were Maradona and bring it back. I wonder if anybody still remembers Maradona. Amazing soccer player. But anyway, we had to help the car get up there. It is a drift car, so it's not really supposed to go over bumps all that well. More vehicles coming through the road here. This is why I'm not worried about making noise in my neighborhood today. Just go ahead and drift it. I don't have to bring this car to the park or anything, which is kind of cool. Usually I can't because I don't want to annoy all the neighbors and stuff, but hey, this is not the loudest thing on the street today. Woohoo! I'm really loving this thing. It's a nice way to bring back the RC car, bring back that loving feeling, because the Exceed RC car that I had before had the worst steering in the history of steering when I bought it. It drifted pretty well, but it was a four-wheel drive kit, and so therefore I just wanted to get the two-wheel drive system up and running, and we have it now. We have a two-wheel drive car that drives really well. We just have to fine-tune it. It still does okay over little bumps. As you can see here, we can do that, but you can't do the big bump on the side over there. It's just not going to do that. But hey, look at the steering on this thing. It is pretty fantastic. I mean, we're getting this. As we got more neighbors coming around. Let's say hello. Hi, how's it going? The little car. Woohoo! I can't do any like rear to forward drifts and stuff like I sometimes will do on the other RTR, and that's all due to the fact that it has that safety. Although you kind of get used to it, just sort of push it forward and then give it a couple of thumbs backwards. See, this is the struggle that I'm having here. Come on, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Rear, rear, rear. You see how the remote is struggling for it to go back? It doesn't really want to. But look how well it, I can just do that. So really, so long as you don't get cornered, you can get out of a lot of trouble with this system. And again, you guys know that I'm old school. I don't particularly like the trigger gun style remotes. Whoa, I'm off the side. Can I make it up? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I guess not. Second hand of God. I have to go back. So not bad for the first try here on the Yokomo kit. It looks like all of the parts are now installed correctly. I put some extra stickers on the back, so if it does bump the rear bumpers are protected. It's not just plastic on whatever it hits. It has some rubbery stuff on it there that I added recently. It's got a decent bumper on the front, but if the shell hits something, it will break. It's already broken, as you can see. But that's like a fun scar from a battle when I hit that donut at one of the parks. So, I mean, it does look broken, but it also looks pretty cool. So I'm gonna keep driving it like this. But again, if anybody does want to send me an old or used or an RC car shell, any of the cool manufacturers that make cool RC cars want to send me something, this is a 10 scale Yokomo kit, so hey, I'm pretty happy with this already. Of course, there will be things that we'll have to do to make sure that it drifts the way it should. I don't know if I'm gonna cheat and put in the gyro. The gyro might help with the drifting, I don't know. The pros will be able to tell me in the comments, but nobody ever comments, so. And the few comments that do show up, as you guys know, get triggered by some kind of system, I'm not sure why. Hey, look at that cool truck coming out in the back. That is a really cool truck. We'll see that. Uh-oh. Right now, I do not want to end up in the road because the drift kit is going to turn into roadkill. Let's go nice and slow and just drive it around. It has an amazing turning radius compared to how it used to be when it was just an Exceed RC car. That's the problem with the Exceed RC. It was a four-wheel drive system, and the biggest issue it had as a four-wheel drive system was it drifted really well, but the second you got out of drift mode, you could not drive it at all. It had no turning steering or turning radius at all. This car, as you can see, it is perfectly fine. It does seem to want to drift to the right actually a little bit more now. Before it was drifting to the left, now it's drifting to the right a little bit. So that has something to do with the way I set up the arms or the axles and stuff on the car when I was building it. That's my fault. I should be able to fix that. Just trim it up a little bit so that it will go perfectly straight. But compared to yesterday when I was showing this to Steve, it's doing a really great job. And again, I'm running this battery. It feels like it'd go forever. It's a 22-hour pack. And although on a nickel metal hydride pack, the drift cars do really well already. But on this pack, I think it feels like it drives forever and ever. I'm just a little bit scared to drive it too long because those things do catch fire. They do catch fire, and I'm a little bit scared about the fire, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I do not want the battery pack to start puffing up, or although I'm not using a whole lot of power here just to go. I mean, just to drive like this, hard to show you, but I'm like at middle. I'm not really hitting the throttle at all. It's almost like middle there, as you can see there. So this thing has really got a lot of power, so this is not a beginner setup for sure. If you were a beginner and you were trying to do this, you would probably smash the car into something right away. And I felt like in the beginning when I was first trying to do the drifts, I was getting way too much power, but now I can get sort of a drift going that's not very accurate, but it's quite decent. It does spin out that rear a little bit too much. Maybe there's too much weight there, and we've got to do something about fixing that. Or we could also play around with a lot of the other things. I think the suspension system is doing okay. It feels like it is a little bit... Oh, wow. Okay. I did not know that the car was going to be able to do that. Let's see. Let's bring the camera down a little bit more for you guys. But I ended up on the rocks here, and it did not get stuck. I don't know how that happened. Let's see if we can do that again. Okay, move it back. No, move it forward. That's what always happens, right? When you go to the doctor and you want to show them something, or you want to do a demo, then it does get stuck. Okay, let's try that again. It did not get stuck earlier. I don't know what happened. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, there we go. I demonstrated that it is possible to go through there, which is pretty crazy, right? This is it's a drift kit. You do not expect it to be able to go over that. It needs a little bit of oomph, though. It needs a little bit of oomph to get through it. So it will go over the little rocks, but that's not why you buy a drift kit or why you build a drift kit, to go over the rocks. That's why you have the crawlers. We could bring a crawler out today too to get those things out, but I just wanted to show you guys the hard labor that I went through just to build this kit and how cool it is, and how the suspension is really decent on this Yokomo kit. And as you can see, I thought it was going to be really flimsy, and I was wrong. Even if it is a drift kit, it does go over bumps just fine, and I'm getting pretty good with the drifting now, so eventually we'll get there. We won't be as cool as the pros in Hawaii and in Japan, but hey, this channel is for beginners mostly, just to get started and have fun. So we don't have to be as cool as the pros. We can just have some fun RC hobby. And if the haters drop by and leave us a nasty gram, that's okay. Because at least it's a comment, right? A comment is always better than being ignored on the internet. At least I find so. Come on, let's go. Don't say it. Don't say it. Just stay at let's go. Don't go any further. Hey, this kit is really cool. I'm so glad that I could bring it to you guys. It was also thanks to Amain. Amain is a company that makes, that sells or promotes a bunch of RC cars and stuff. There's no way that I could have bought this kit without the help of Amain, because usually these kits go for like $800, up to $1,000 if it's an actual, like, closer to a ready-to-run kit. Of course, as I told you guys, this was a ready-to-limp kit. The majority of the electronics were missing, aside from the gyro. There were no wheels. There was no shell. And so a lot of the stuff that I had to do just to get this running was very difficult. But in the end, it turned out to be great, as you guys are seeing. Oops, and I better stop because the battery's done. And if I push it any further, there's a good chance that I will puff up the battery. I do not want to puff up the battery, so we'll check out the battery, and hopefully it has not puffed up. But I am terrible at using these new LiPo batteries, because I am an old school guy, and old school people, they like their nickel metal hydride batteries because you can run them until the end and there's no problem. And I hope that I have not damaged the battery, so let's check it out. If I have another battery, or if I get too annoyed with this kind of battery, what we'll do is we will go and first let's turn off the system, not take any risks. I do not want this beautiful kit to just catch fire, so we will not do that. It looks like the battery has not puffed up yet, so we'll just go and charge it up. Look, the battery looks okay in there. So thank goodness for that. Maybe the system here is intelligent enough. We are using Ghoul RC, so it's the coolest thing ever. So hopefully, because it's extra Ghoul, it will not puff up. I'm touching the battery. The battery is not hot in any way. So maybe the system itself decided that it was going to preserve the battery and just turned itself off. That's good. That's good. That makes me feel happier about driving this vehicle in future too. If it doesn't puff up the battery and the battery will not run itself into the ground, that is a great thing. You guys can take a look at the setup here. You'll notice that this is going a little bit that way, and I don't want that, so this should be pretty easy for me to fix, and that's the reason why it kept wanting to steer to the right. Aside from this little thing here, the car is pretty fantastic. Again, you've got the front, which is I mean, these are not very flush, and they're kind of pointed outward like this, and the rear is the opposite. Is this the best setup? In some cases it looks like it does pretty well. In other cases it feels like it is a little bit too twitchy, so you don't get the nice relaxed drifts that I'd like to get out of this vehicle. But slowly but surely we will make adjustments and learn, because that's what the channel is all about. Fun educational content. We have not stripped this gear, as you guys have noticed, and even if I had this set up slightly differently, I probably still wouldn't have stripped the gear, because I am very gentle on my thumbsticks, because also I am used to flying drones, so you can't be very heavy thumbed on drone flying, because you will crash and destroy your drones. So anyway, those things both apply to RC driving and flying, so there we go. That's all I have for you guys right now. It's getting quieter in the neighborhood, so maybe we'll just head inside. But there we have it. Thanks for watching, guys. It's always a pleasure, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a fantastic day.